What's going on, everybody? It's Azazel, and today I have some serious stuff to talk to you about. You've probably seen several videos already about Biblical Reaper. You've probably seen that a lot of content creators on YouTube, Biblical Reaper's peers, are not happy with how he's been conducting his channel as of late. And I'm one of them. And I'm going to go into my thoughts on it. Now, I was going to put a video out a while back, but I wanted to give myself time to calm down and disconnect from it emotionally so that I could actually make a video that had more fact than emotion. Because I'm not going to lie. I will just put it out there. I do not like Biblical Reaper. I think he's a scumbag human being. I think he's a shitty person. He mistreats his subs, he mistreats the people around him, and he mistreats YouTube in general. He abuses anything and everything. And I'm going to go into that and why. So for those of you who have managed to stay this long, stick around. First thing I want to talk about is the history. When I first heard of Biblical Reaper, it was when he was on Team Justice, and he was one of the judges. And his content was really positive. It was very inspirational and influential. He was doing everything he could to try to push people to do their best. That's what it sounded like to me. And I really enjoyed him as a person, even though sometimes his content was like a little hokey to me. You know, sometimes I felt like he was trying too hard to be inspirational. And it turns out that the reason why I thought that, and the reason that I felt that, was because it was true. He was trying too hard, because he doesn't care. So, he made this content that was really inspirational, and he was doing well on YouTube. You know, he wasn't blowing up, but he was doing well. He had been doing YouTube. I guess he and I started around the same time, within a few months of each other on YouTube. He just happened to find a little success earlier on, and he's gone on to be successful today. At least in his eyes. But then, a little over 8 or 9 months ago, I heard about something that he had done through a former friend of mine. He was kind of fighting with Biblical Reaper, and I was like, why are you fighting with him, man? I was like, that dude's done nothing to nobody. He's a cool guy, he's real positive, and, you know, whatever. And he tells me, no, Biblical Reaper put out a docs video on Keemstar. And I was like, bullshit, don't believe that. And that was the end of the conversation. So some months down, a little later on, that comes up again. And I had missed the Keemstar being doxed by Biblical Reaper video because he took it down almost immediately and changed it. Then, once that video went up, the fixed one, no one thought anything of it, but some people had seen the original one, and they saved it, and I have that video. I have the video that has all of Keemstar's information on it. So I'm going to go ahead and point out that Biblical Reaper is a flat-out liar when he says that he didn't dox Keemstar. Because even though you may not have been the originator of the document with the information, you still put it out there. So let's give another example. If you're a pedophile and you pull your dick out on the playground in front of the kids, it doesn't matter if you flashed it for 2 seconds or 10 minutes, you still pulled your dick out in front of the kids. Reaper thinks that because he only flashed it for a second in the video, and then apologized for it later on down the road. And he didn't apologize because he felt bad. He apologized because he had been called out as a hypocrite, because somebody else doxed him. And he threw fits on podcasts about people doxing him, and I can't say I blame him. If somebody put my family and myself in danger by exposing personal information, I would feel the same way that he did. But when you shoot at someone, you have to expect them to shoot back. That makes you a hypocrite. And no amount of apologizing takes that away. There are consequences for fucking actions. And Reaper thinks that apologizing means that he gets no consequences. That's not true. Apparently he was hugged too much and just did not fucking get his ass beat enough by his parents. That's what I think. That's just me. So, people keep saying, oh, let him make his content. Leave him alone. He's doing what he likes. Who gives a shit? It doesn't affect you. Well, no, you're wrong. All right? I have seen interviews and talked to people about this subject, and I've seen interviews with musicians who hate shows like American Idol because it gives people who haven't earned their way into the music business a quick trip to the top, just due to the fact that people will watch the shit. And Biblical Reaper says, well, there's an audience for it. I just put stuff out there that people want to see. That's true, but you know what I want to see? I want to see somebody punch Biblical Reaper in the fucking face. And I want to see him do it over and over and over again. But you know what? Just because I want to see that doesn't mean that someone should go and do it, just so I can see it. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. It's as simple as that. And I'm not going to leave him alone about his content or what he does with his channel, because for the rest of us out there who are working our asses off, trying to make creative content, creator, we are creators. Biblical Reaper reads tweets and stumbles over all of those words. And no one's perfect. We all stutter a little. And he says that he stutters because of medication. And he can't do multiple takes because of all of his green screen stuff and software and this and that. That's bullshit. He's just too lazy to learn how to use it. And he's talked to other content creators to the point to where they'll defend him. He is manipulative. He plays the victim. In his most recent video explaining all of this, he made mention of all the money he spent on his microphone, which was $1,000. And I have to ask this question. Why would you mention that? What do you gain from it? What's the point? And he said it's because to show that he hadn't earned all of that money. No one cares. No one cares how much money you're making on YouTube. No one cares how much you paid for your microphone. My microphone didn't cost 10% of what yours did, and it records just fine. I don't even hear much of a difference between my microphone and yours. So I'm thinking you wasted about $900. That's just me. And some people might think that I wasted $100, because it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter how much fucking money you spend on your equipment. Nobody cares. They care about what you put out using that equipment. I don't care what you do with your equipment if you put out entertaining videos. And then finally, in this part of the hypocrisy that I want to talk about, Biblical Reaper said on his video, and this is a direct quote, "At least I'm man enough to come on this microphone and say how I 100% truly feel." He says it's the first and last time he's going to deal with this on his channel. However, he's dealt with it on many others' channels. He's come on multiple podcasts and threatened people and threatened to call the cops and showed them that he was talking to the cops on his phone. He's threatened everybody under the sun, but he won't do fighting on his own channel. He'll wipe his feet all over other people's fucking carpet, but not on his own. He'll make a mess on other people's channels, but not on his own. That's the act of a coward. That's a cowardly person who will not do fighting on his own turf. I am ashamed of him for that. Ashamed. Now, this last portion of the video that I want to talk about is going to be about his actual content. And the fact that it is subpar. He puts out at least a video a day or more about Call of Duty 2015 news, Black Ops 3 2015 news. And he's spoken about how he's not good at the things that he's tried in his videos. He's not a good editor. He's not good at doing like funny moments videos because he's not funny. And he's not good at the commentaries the way he used to, I guess would be the best way to put it. So he wants to be able to do this, the reading the news. And he's not good at that because he can barely read his own notes that he made and says that he stutters because of his medication. Look, once again, like the microphone, nobody cares. Reaper, nobody cares. You're playing the victim. You're bringing up stuff because you want people to feel bad for you. Motherfucker, you're almost at 20,000 subscribers. None of us feel bad for you. None of us will feel bad for you. Stop pretending like we want to watch you fucking cry. It's ridiculous. Also, his content is clickbait at its finest. The articles you see on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere that say, this mother and child were separated for 5 years. See what happens next. Click here. That's what he does. He's TMZ. Let me just go ahead and put it out there. You know what he is? He's Keemstar. He's Diet Keemstar. That's what he is. He is Keemstar Light. He does the same thing Keemstar does, but he doesn't do it to people, which I have to give him a little bit of credit for. At least he's not out there trying to shit on people's lives. But he is selling people false information under false pretenses. Mostly children. And if you go look at his comments, it's mostly kids, and he doesn't care if kids or adults watch his videos as long as he gets that view, as long as he gets that like, as long as he gets that share, and as long as he gets that subscribe. He doesn't care. He's a grown man. He's older than I am. I'm 31. I think he's 33 or 34. But let's just go ahead and put it out there. Do you think a 33 or 34-year-old man cares about a bunch of children on YouTube? He doesn't. We all want our content to be seen. We all want it to be seen by as many people as possible. But we all want to go about it in a good way. We don't want to be using people. Like, I'm happy with the sub base that I have. I wish I had a bigger subscriber base. I do. I wish that more people saw my videos. But I'll get there. I'm not going to cut corners. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to send DMs to Spam 404 to make sure that the information I've put in my titles or the tags that I've put on my video are okay and won't get my channel shut down. That's a comment that he left on somebody's video, that he's spoken to Spam 404. If you go so far as to talk to Spam 404, the people that shut you down for spamming things in your title and spamming things in your tags that aren't true, if you've gone that far as to talk to them, then you know you're towing that ethical line. You know what you're doing is shady. You're not fucking stupid. You dodge every question. Your explanation, when people ask, you're not addressing the criticism. You're dodging it. Is because you don't want to answer it, because you can't, because you know what you're doing isn't right. You're a booster. You have found an exploit. You have found an exploit in YouTube, and you're using it to your advantage. You're the guy in the corner with his buddy, T-Bets, shooting each other in the fucking head so you can get camos that you're too fucking lazy to get on your own. You're too lazy to put the work in. You're pathetic. And those aren't opinions. Those are facts. If you're too lazy to put work in, then you're pathetic if you expect results. You are willfully adding bullshit and negativity into this community. It's ridiculous. And you're not misunderstood. I don't care what you say. And you've said, oh, I lose friends, I've lost friends. Look, I've done YouTube now for just over 2 years. And I've seen people come and go on my channel. But as far as friends go, I don't feel like I've lost a single friend. Not one. I've only gained. I've only felt better about the people that I've met through YouTube. I've only felt a better kinship to the people that I've talked to through Twitter and YouTube because of this. This is a positive thing for me. You are not misunderstood. And you said that you understand that there will be hate on your videos. And I think if you really understood that there would be hate on your videos and on your content, you wouldn't block, delete, or get rid of every single negative comment or contradictory comment that's made. You blocked me for no reason. The last tweet or anything that I remember being involved with you with was a couple of months ago, and someone said that they really enjoyed my content and your content, and they put us both in the tweet. After that, I never saw you again. And I haven't spoken to you since I told you I would no longer support your videos after I found out you had doxed Keem. After you came to me out of the blue in a DM asking if a video that I had made was about you. Because I made a video on TikTok Tuesday called about dick riders. And you out of the blue hadn't watched one of my videos in 3 or 4 months, and you come out and you say, hey, was that video about me? Because a lot of people have been making videos about me like this in the last couple of weeks. And I told you no, that it was about the behaviors of people dick riding, which was the 100% truth. But I can't go so far as to say that you weren't included in that. The video was not about you, but the behaviors that you were pulling were definitely included there. So if the shoe fits, motherfucker, wear it. You have a guilty conscience about the things that you've done and the people that you've mistreated. If you didn't, you wouldn't be sending DMs to people asking them that sort of shit. You wouldn't be avoiding people in podcasts that ask to defend themselves, such as Zoltan, when you lied about what had happened. You can't go and donate money to some sort of cause and then expect when you do something shitty later for that donation to be a get-out-of-jail-free card for being a fucking asshole? Go fuck yourself. I'm so fucking tired of you. It's not even your content that bothers me. It's the fact that you refuse to accept any sort of accountability for your actions. That you know you are misleading people in your titles, and you're misleading a bunch of kids, nonetheless, you sick fuck. And you're just gonna sit there and act like you're not doing anything wrong. You are. And the adults, the grown people, the people that you would call your peers, are ashamed of you for it. And we're fucking tired of it. And we're done standing for it. So you might have a couple of people who are willing to defend you, and you talk about how you have a short, small circle of friends. Well, that circle keeps getting tighter and tighter because your people keep leaving you, because they can see through it. They see what you're doing, and they see that you're fake. And that's all I have to say about it. You're fake. You're the most disingenuous, dishonest person I've ever met on YouTube. I'm ashamed to have ever had anything to do with you on a personal level. I'm ashamed that you mistreat the people that you have around you that could be people to help support you or to help you rise and grow the way you want. But instead, you exploit tags and titles, children and bad relationships, and pout and whine to get yourself to the top. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a lonely fucking place up there, isn't it? Think about that. I'm out. Azazel Fire style.